It is Tuesday, which means it is Training Tuesday. It is December 28th. You guys, this is the last Tuesday that we're going to be together for training in the year of 2021. Peace out. 2021. I don't know if you guys feel the same way. I'm done. I'm over 2021. I'm ready to move on to the next chapter. So first of all, I want to welcome you guys. Melly, oh, I love your beautiful face. Thank you. I am so ready to start this year off on the right foot. It is not even funny. I want to thank you guys for jumping on today. I know that this is like that weird like Bermuda Triangle time frame between Christmas and New Year's. Even I mean, obviously I work from home, right? This is my job, but even I am like, what day is it? What day is it today? It's crazy. So if you are able to join us today because you have a job outside of Scentsy, then welcome. I'm so excited that you guys could join us. Today we're going to stick to basics, and we are going to treat our business like a boss today because that's what we do around here. So I wanted to give you my top five tips for setting your business up for success for 2022. I know, a brand new year. So many possibilities, so many ways that we can improve, so many ways that we can dissect what we did in 2021 and really see how can we adjust our sails so we have smooth sailing through the year. We're hitting any goals that we're setting. We are working on promotions, building our teams, doing the things. All right, so I'm going to jump in here, and number one is be intentional. I know, you've never heard me say that before. No, I've said it a million times, right? Being intentional with your business as we start a new year. I really want you guys to find some time, even if it's 5-10 minutes, carve out that time and sit down with a little piece of paper or notebook, whatever. And I want you to really figure out what are the things that you want to really work on this year. For me, I'm going to share with you what mine are, right? Because that's what we do here. Mine are to increase the number of Scentsy Club subscribers. So my customers, working with them, getting more Scentsy Club subscriptions going. I'm going to be intentional about that. I'm also going to be intentional about sponsoring, and I really am going to lean into sponsoring back like I did probably about 5 years ago. And I really want to get better at helping people starting their businesses. So I'm going to work on those systems that I do when someone joins my team. So don't worry if you don't have one. I'm going to be sharing those with you, but I want you to start thinking about ways, okay? Number 3 on my list for being intentional is I'm going to be more intentional about my sales and really making sure that my house is in order every single month. Okay. And when I say my house is in order, that means I'm getting paid a title every month. Because first and foremost, every single one of us, if you are a lead consultant or above, you need to be getting paid a title every single month. So you need to know what that means. You need to know how to get paid a title. Okay. So you need to be intentional. Now, how am I going to be intentional about those things? Here we go. Okay. I am going to sit down and I am going to reclaim my weeks. All right. If you guys are, and even anybody who might be watching this on YouTube who's not on the team, right? I have a theme for every day of the week. And that is, I started that probably about 8 years ago. I've done plenty of videos about it over the years, but probably about 8 years ago in my business, I was struggling trying to find that work balance because I had a full-time career, right? So the work balance and my Scentsy balance and life in general, right? Like, how was I juggling all the balls in the air at the same time? That was a really big struggle for me, and it was a pain point. So in order for me to really get more done with my Scentsy business, because even though I had a full-time job and I was still, heck, 8 years ago, I was, well, I'm pretty sure I was in at least a couple college classes at the same time, working again towards my degree. So that plus work, 40 to 50 hours a week. I had just gotten into my management position at the hospital or the healthcare system that I worked for. So I was trying to find my footing there. Then I was trying to build my Scentsy business because I knew that I wanted Scentsy to be a big thing. I was never planning on doing this full time, just, you know, heads up, I was not. I was planning on always just having this be my side hustle and my side income and my happy place, right? This was where all the happiness lived in my life, because goodness knows going to the job was not happiness. But right, that was important to me. And so I was finding it hard to keep all the balls in the air at the same time when that was happening. So I sat down, and one of the ways that I started to do that was to give every day a different theme. And so I sat down and picked out 5 different things that I wanted to focus on in my business every week. So sales, personal development, sponsoring, follow-ups. Sorry, I'm having a total brain meltdown. Follow-ups, and social media. So those were like the 5 areas that I was like, okay, if I can pick a day for each one of those things, then every single day when I get home from the job, right, before I start dinner, and then after dinner when I'd have a little bit of more time, that's when I would incorporate those things. So I really sat down and planned that out. So now that I'm in a different place than I was then, even though I've continued that tradition, so to speak, it's time for me to take that to a different level, because my business, my life looks different now than it did then. So even though that system is working for me, I'm not tossing it out. I'm simply tweaking it and bringing it forward. So I'm polishing it off. I'm going to maybe readjust some of the ways that my days are working and focus intentionally on the things that I need to do to get to my personal next step, right? I have goals, and I have one last promotion that I can earn with Scentsy, and that is Superstar Director. I am ready for that, and I'm claiming that in 2022. So I really need to be intentional about what I'm doing. So hopefully that helps you with the intentional part, right? So really sitting down and figuring out what's important in my business, what am I doing now? And if you're doing something now, like I said, maybe it's working for you like mine is still working for me, right? But again, it looks different today than it did then. So I need to really adjust it. So how can I pivot that, tweak it around, and make it work better so I can have better results? And then really just putting it into practice and being intentional with that every single week. Duplicate every single week. All right. So that's be intentional. Number 2, we're going to treat our business like a boss. And number 2 is be genuine and authentic. Genuine and authentic. Hi, Roxy. I hope you're feeling better, my dear. Be genuine and authentic. Authenticity is one of the core values when it comes to Scentsy, right? It is part of our value. And I think that authenticity is one of the things that people get a little tripped up on, because when we say, oh, be yourself, be authentic, you know, people are like, they still feel like they need to create a persona or something to be them, right? On social media specifically. Here's the thing, you guys, you just need to be genuinely yourself. That is it. Okay? We are no longer going into 2022, if you have been, and I'm guilty of this too, right? Of comparing myself to where other people are in their business, right? I have a lot of SSDs that I look up to. I have a handful that are so kind and take the time to talk with me and give me advice. And when I ask questions, they take time to help me out. I am so thankful for that. And part of that is being genuinely, authentically themselves, right? Some of them, most of them, a lot of them now, are doing videos and are being more present on social media. And when you watch somebody on a video or on social media, what have you, right? You may have like this whole different perception of who they are or what they're about or anything like that. And then what happens, right? If you either reach out to them or maybe you start following them on social media and you start seeing posts that are like, well, that doesn't sound like something that they would do. Or you're watching their stories on Instagram or Facebook and you're like, I had no idea that was kind of how they were. You know, they really, maybe they seem to complain more, or maybe they seem to, maybe it's something that you didn't notice, right? In what you thought they were. And I am not trying to say that anybody is like that. No, that's not what I'm saying. But I'm probably twisting all of this around so it sounds weird and funky, and so I'm sorry. But that's me. Okay. But really just being yourself in all aspects, right? So no matter where you are, if you do go live or if you do a video, then that needs to be the same person that you are when you're on Facebook, not selling, right? Okay. When we're on social media, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, I don't know, wherever, right? You need to be yourself at all times. And if you are trying to say, okay, when I'm talking business and when I'm, looking for sales, or when I'm trying to have people join my team, this is how I act and this is how I work and this is how I do things. But then on the backside, on the flip side of that, you are, fighting with some random family member on Facebook, or you're, like, I don't know, right? Like, just completely a different side of you comes out, right? That's not necessarily aligning with what you are. And if that's who you are, then that is fine. Then you own that. But you don't have to put on this new persona when you're talking about business things, right? So you just be yourself if that's who you are, because people are going to be attracted to who you are because you are who you are. Does that make sense? And yes, Roxy, why sell when you can share the love of the products? And that's exactly right. You don't have to be selling, okay? So sharing and talking about how you're using things is definitely going to work far better in a sales strategy than, hey, look what I got, don't you want it, right? Like that, it's just different. But being authentic, being genuine, and being yourself is just going to get you that much farther. It's going to help you build those relationships. It really is. And maybe, and this, I can't really think of anybody in our group that does this, but I do see some consultants out there who they're having those, what should really be, honestly, Facebook is not a diary. It's not a diary. And I see a lot of people using it as a diary sometimes, and I cringe, and I'm like, oh, why would you put that out there for the world to see? Even though it may not be set to public, right? Somebody's going to see it, right? At some point or another. I had to have the same discussion when I was in management at my JOB years ago, and we would have people, and we were a, health system. We were a corporate, built a business, right? So, we really, well, we didn't, HR did, but HR would find that people were, if they were associating themselves with our healthcare system and then really not being good people, on social media, right? Like they would call them in and they would have a little short heart to heart and be like, hey, you know, with the way that you're talking, or, you know, the things that you're posting online, it doesn't necessarily align with our core values, and we need to change that because you're basically being a face of us, right? So it really can lead you down a wrong path. So instead of using it as an outlet, use it as a way to connect and build relationships. And oh, Stacey, you're so right. Just don't do it, right? It's not a diary. And if you need a diary, then use a diary. Write a blog. I don't know. But we have to really just remember that our customers, even if they're not our customers yet, but people who are following us and looking at us on social media, they're associating everything that we do with everything that we do. Literally everything that we do, right? It's all this same group. So when they see us saying, oh my gosh, look at what Scentsy has coming next month, and then the next post they see the fight with the estranged cousin replaced by marriage, right? They're like, whoa, what's happening here, right? They're seeing two different sides, and we really want to make sure that we are being a boss, right? This is a business, and if we're working this as a business, then we really have to put that boss hat on and say, what would it look like from the outside? What would it look like to somebody else? And I'm not telling you guys by any means to censor yourself, to not do something you want to do. If that's what you want to do, then you do you, boo. Do you all day long. But I really want you to take a good hard look, because is that helping your business move forward? Probably not, right? Probably not. So find another outlet, or find another way to communicate those offline discussions, because that's really where it needs to be, is offline. So be authentic to what you are. Be genuine to what you are. If you're all about your family, if you're all about being a dog mom, being a cat mom, right? All the things, then share that. Share those things that you love, and keep the other things for other means of communication. So, all right. All right, number 3, treat your business like a boss. Number 3, one of my favorite things, communication. Communication. I love communication because it really fosters everything that we do. Not only with our teams, but also with our customers, with our potential team members, with the people that we network with, right? So hopefully you guys, as you're getting into Scentsy, those of you who are newer, those of you who have been in for a while, right? You are really just focusing on building networking connections with other consultants. I'm not gonna lie. I have a tribe that I collab with on a regular basis, and that group really kind of holds me down, right? They hold me down, and it really helps me to learn how to communicate better, to say, this isn't working, or I need to change this, and really being honest with myself. You need somebody who's going to hold you accountable, right? But communication is going to be a big piece of that, because you need to be communicating with your team if you have a team. If you don't, you need to be communicating with your upline. You need to be communicating as a group, right? So in the Facebook groups that we have created, communicate in there. You're going to find people to network with. You're going to find your tribe if you actually start participating in conversations. That's really where it all begins. Communication, though, also needs to go into your team members. Now, here's where I got to divert a little bit, because it can get a little redundant. Case in point, I've got the trading group here, right? Our superstar director has a group. There's probably a handful of other groups that you may be in. If your director is not myself, then you probably maybe have a director that you are on their page or on their group. You may have, you know, flyer groups, this and that, whatever. You're going to be in different groups. And I don't want you guys to feel like you have to recreate the wheel for your business to communicate with your team. So if you feel comfortable and if it feels organic and if it is a good way to connect, then make a group for your team. Otherwise, I would highly suggest, specifically when you are starting out and you have a smaller team, it is so much easier to communicate with a smaller team, right? It really, really is. Oh, Roxy, yes, putting it out there into the universe. SSD 2022, here I come. But we need to really find a good way to be that leader for our team. So if there are multiple groups that you find helpful and you're like, hey, this is where I get all my training, you don't have to recreate the wheel and create your own group just because you have a team. I don't want you to feel like that's something you have to do. Like I said, having a smaller team is a lot easier to communicate with, right? So look for a different way that might work for you and your team. And maybe that looks like just a chat on Facebook, right? A messenger chat. You can create a group chat, right? So create a group chat for your team instead of another page. Because think of it this way, as people are joining your team, do you really want to say, okay, thanks for joining my team. I'm so excited that you're with us. Now, there's 6 different Facebook groups I'm ready for you to invite, that I'm going to invite you to. And you're going to want to jump in. And I mean, come on now, right? It gets overwhelming. So instead of doing that, look for different ways that you can connect your team better. One of those ways, like I said, is maybe it's a Facebook Messenger chat. Maybe it's a free app. It's called Marco Polo. And basically what it is it's a video app where you can send video messages back and forth to each other. You can have groups on there. You can do hit me up, right? You can have a Snapchat group if you need to. All the different ways that you can connect rather than recreating the wheel, right? Because the whole point of connecting with your team is to be able to communicate with them. So let the focus be the communication, not the method. Does that make sense? Okay, not the method. It really needs to focus on the communication part. So how are you going to communicate with them when you want to let them know, oh my gosh, there's a great training coming up. I'm going to join it. I think you should too. I think it's going to be really good. Or, hey, I just watched this video by Kimberly Pulido, and oh my gosh, I'm like blown away. I've learned something new. I really think you guys are going to love this, right? Use that in a chat format. If you feel comfortable and you want to start that group page, then do it. I am never, ever, ever going to tell you what to do in your business because it is yours. It is not mine, right? But I just want to share with you guys different ways to use that communication. The other way that we're going to communicate is also with our customers. And sometimes this for me, even after all the years, right? After all the years, I like to pride myself in saying that I am good at follow-up. But I really work at follow-up. Even though I use Amy as my main follow-up system, okay? I utilize Amy. I also utilize Trello. And I don't want you guys to get lost in things that are just not, you're like, no, I'm not there, Jackie. That's fine. If you are somebody who does like that kind of stuff, Trello is amazing. It is amazing. And it, as a CRM, it really is built for follow-up. That's like the main purpose of it. So it's more of a program though that you can get in. You can have due dates. You can track things. You can move things around. There's a whole thing. But that is a really great way to be able to kind of communicate what you want to do, because the way that I organize my follow-up, like I said, Amy is my #1 way to get my follow-up done. Trello is there to remind me when to do it and who to follow up with. Even though Amy does that, for me, this is how it works best for myself, right? But whatever your communication or whatever your system is for communication, you really need to take a look at that. So one of my best friends, Cassie Baker, uses a binder. She created a brand new binder for the year, right? She went out, bought a brand new binder. She printed off a whole bunch of new worksheets and trackers and this and that, right? Hole punched them, put it all together. She is ready to go, right? If you're doing a binder system, then that is fabulous. And if you are a paper person or a binder person, then I have some good news for you too, because I have created an entire planner just for us. That's right, for you to track things every single day of your business, to set up your weekly goals, to set up your monthly goals, and to really just lay out your business at a glance. So I'm going to be sharing that link after this. I will share that in the group. For those of you on YouTube, I will also have a link to it in the YouTube description, so you can check there for that. But communication with your customers really needs to be on the forefront. And like I said, for me, even though I have great systems, I'm human. I am so human. And because of that, yes, I do fall off the wagon every so often. And I have to go back and I have to, oh, Jacqui, you've got to catch up on those Amy follow-ups. I got to go back and catch those up, right? I got to do it. So these are the ways that we have to keep ourselves in check. Even myself, after 10 years, right? It's still a process. So set yourself up really well for communication. Oh, so funny. Hot mess. Okay, number 4, treat your business like a boss. Number 4, my husband loves number 4, budget. I do not. I don't. I mean, I do, but I don't, right? Like, it's just who I am. But budget for your business. Here's the deal, y'all. We are running into January. January is our transition month. So if you haven't already seen, Scentsy is setting us up with really great ways to be able to get the supplies that we need to get into the new catalog. Transition, all that means is we are phasing out the catalog that we are currently in, which is fall winter 2021, and we are going to get ready for spring summer. Can't believe it's already here. Spring summer 2022. Okay, so January is the last month for our fall winter catalog. All of those items that are in there. January is going to be it. We are, if you also haven't seen this in the news section of your workstation, there is going to be an overall 10% off sale on all of our fall and winter products, except, there's a caveat there, any licensed products, charitable cause products, or anything, this is the quick way to do it, anything that has a little asterisk next to it in the catalog. So for example, if you flip to the bundle and save, which is my favorite spot in the catalog, if you flip to that and you look at Perfect Scentsy under the bundles, it has an asterisk after it. That means that the Perfect Scentsy, normally in the catalog, that means it cannot be used for host rewards, but during transition month when things are on sale, it also means it's not discounted. It's already discounted so much that they don't discount that one anymore. That's the only bundle and save, I believe, aside from the licensed bars, bundles and saves, that really is part of that, or is not part of the 10% off. So just watch that. You will get more information as we get into January. Don't you worry. But we're going to have that coming up. We are going to be transitioning catalogs, which means for all of us really that we are going to need new business supplies. So Scentsy has given us some really great sales bundles for us to be able to purchase. They will count towards PRV, some of them, the sales kit bundles will, not the business supplies. But the home sales bundle, for example, that will count towards PRV. I do not believe it can be used for host rewards or host credits, so I don't think that you can use it in that way. But here's the thing. Kylie, talk about on the road to director. She's on director watch. We really have to keep ourselves in check when it comes to our business, because I will be the first to tell you that the consultant store, Oh my gosh, it's like a candy store to me, okay? It's like I walk in, it's like, oh, the gates have opened, right? Oh, I need all the shiny things. No, I don't. I totally don't need all the shiny things. Do I want the shiny things? Yes, I do. Do I need the shiny things? No, I don't. No, I don't. Happy New Year, Lisa. Yes. It can be really, really easy to lose ourselves in the consultant store. And I only say that from my own personal experience, okay? Um, this is going to be a really great year. But I also don't want you guys to lose yourselves in getting all the things thinking you need it all. I really want you to sit down, again, take 5 or 10 minutes and sit down and think, what am I using in my business that I need to have going into the new catalog season? All right, so for me personally, even right? I'm a star director. I could probably get in there and buy it all if I wanted to, right? And figure out a way to use it all. But here's the deal at the end of the day. I'm not using all of it, okay? I'm not doing a whole lot of home parties right now. I'm not doing a whole lot of events right now. I only need maybe 1 pack of catalogs to really get into this season. Here's why. Because I don't send out a catalog to every single person. Crazy, right? This is what I do. I do send out a product list to literally everybody. The product lists come, they're well, mine's over there, but it's the legal sheet, right? The legal size sheet, front and back. It has everything that is in the catalog, including all the scents. The only thing it doesn't have on it is the bundle and saves, okay? So I send those out in every single piece of mailing, or every party that I'm sending out, or every thank you that I'm sending out. Anything that I'm doing, they're getting a product list in there, right? So they can always see the items in the catalog. That's something I'm using. So that's going to be easier on my budget because it is less expensive than buying more catalogs all the time. Do I need some catalogs? Yeah, which is why I'm going to buy a pack. But if you were like, well, I don't even know if I'll use 25, because look back on what your business has been doing. Have you been using a whole lot of catalogs? You may or may not have, right? Depending on how your business is working. And so if you look back and you're like, I really didn't really use a whole lot of catalogs, you know what? You can buy them individually too. Buy yourself 10 catalogs, right? And get started that way. Find ways that you can really stick to a good business supply budget as we roll into this new catalog season. So some of the things I will tell you: product lists, definitely. If you get nothing else, get product lists. And if nothing else, get a set of the transition testers. They're the least expensive. Usually they're like around $9, $10, somewhere around that price point, maybe $12, something like that. That and product lists, which are usually like $9. So that's not going to be too bad on your budget, spending less than $20. Hello, that's awesome, right? Okay, you can do that and roll into the new catalog season and be perfectly fine. Here's the other thing that comes with all of this, right? I know, we all know this, right? If you follow me at all, I'm pretty big on social media and running my business that way. So for the majority of my customers, I am actually utilizing the digital catalog. Now, every catalog season, you will usually see, and you'll see it in the training group, there will be a link to the digital. It's called an AnyFlip. I don't know why they call it AnyFlip, but anyway, that's what it's called. And basically, it's a digital catalog, kind of like if you've ever gone to the grocery store website and you can click on view the weekly ad, and it looks like you're flipping the pages to the weekly ad, okay? Same concept. We have a digital version of our catalog. So for the majority of my customers, I'm not mailing them catalogs because, hello, a mailing budget is, it is priceless to me, okay? Because that is how I communicate the most with my customers and my team. But I don't want to be blowing my budget because a catalog is a lot heavier, right? If I can send them a link to a digital catalog that they can flip through on their phone or on their computer or on their tablet, that is going to work much better for me and my business. Why? Because 9 times out of 10, they're more likely to maybe flip through that. Now, not to say that I don't have some customers who they're like, Jacqui, I need a physical catalog. Okay, I got you, boo. I will send you a catalog, no problem, right? Those people are different. But for the majority of my business, do I really need catalogs to run it? Not necessarily. I can use them digitally. I can send out product lists. I can even get showcase brochures. Those are less expensive as well, right? So really focus in. What do you need for your business? Those are really the main things. Everything else is extra. Everything else is extra. Okay? You can make a lot of your own things too, right? So again, that consultant store is amazing and there's a lot of fun stuff in there, but save it for a good time. Watch your business budget. We are business owners. And also really sit down and maybe look at what your budget has been this past year. How much have you spent on just mailing things out? If you're anything like me, like I am on the bus of, oh my gosh, I need to cut down my shipping costs, right? I totally do. Because as much as I love to do all my happy mail, let's be real, guys. At the end of the day, I also like to eat and I like to pay bills, okay? I do. So I can't send all the happy mail that I want to, right? So I really need to come up with a system of when I'm sending what. And when I am sending something, how can I send it for the least expensive way? Not meaning that my customers aren't worth it, because they are. If I could send them everything, I would. But we all know how it works, right? If you're gonna send out 10 follow-up packages or 10 happy mail packages and each one weighs or costs you $4 to ship out, like honestly, it adds up quick, right? It doesn't seem too bad when, like, I even utilize private ship because it's the least expensive and it's the deepest discount I can get on postage. But even using that, it adds up really quick, okay? So find a way, figure out what your business budget is going to be for every single month with shipping, when it comes to business supplies, things like that, and stick to it. If you need help, post in the group. We are more than happy to help you out. Those of us who have been through some transitions before, we totally can guide you in the right direction. All right, so that's what I'm going to talk about on budget. All right, we're going to wrap it up with number 5 on treat your business like a boss. Number 5 is open the doors. Open the doors. Or, as you've probably heard me say and many, many others say, show up. Show up for your business. I did a handful of years back, I did a whole series of opening your business every day, right? So even though we are not like a brick and mortar store, right? We're social media based pretty much. You still need to open your doors for business. And one of those ways to open the doors for your business is to take a look at your workstation at least once a day. You need to open that workstation once a day. I don't care if it's the last thing you do. At the end of the day, you're crawling into bed and you're like, oh, I'm so tired. It's been a long day. Oh, let me just check my workstation, right? I don't even care if it's that, because trust me, been there, done that, wrote the book, okay? Been there, where that is like, it's been a day. But I always will open that door to my business. Because for one, as a boss, right? I am the boss of my business. I need to know what's happening in my business every day. Even though maybe it's a day where I didn't necessarily work my business, right? Maybe I didn't sit down, do anything specific towards my business. I still am running a business at the end of the day, right? I am. And so in order for me to know what's happening with my business, I got to know what's happening with my business. Did I have any orders that came in today? No? Okay. If I have team members, are they working their businesses today? I can easily see that on my dashboard with my group wholesale volume, right? Another thing to do also when you are opening the doors to your business is just opening the news section of the workstation. Take a quick glance at those news articles, right? Because let me tell you, sometimes you will maybe think, oh, well, I looked at Facebook earlier today and I didn't see anything. Well, maybe you just didn't see what came out, right? Because hello, Facebook and their algorithm, who can figure that mystery out? I don't even know. But even to myself, who I think I got a handle on the algorithm, It shows me a surprise every different day, right? So I may not necessarily see something right away. That's okay. I'm human, right? I'm human. I may not see it, even though I think that I'm on top of my business. That's okay. But if I am at least checking my workstation, logging into it, taking a look at the dashboard, and opening up the news section every single day, at least I've looked at my business today. I've given it the priority it deserves, because for me, this is my business. This is what puts the roof over the head of over our heads as a family. This is it. And that is important to me. So I want to make sure that my business is running accordingly. So you need to show up. I know that we all cannot attend all the different trainings. I know we can't. And so that's why a majority of the trainings, especially with me, you'll see I always put mine back on YouTube. I keep them on Facebook for 30 days. So they are always in the Facebook group if I've done a training live. I also put it on my YouTube, so it will be there forever and ever and ever. So there are different things that work from time to time where I can go back and I can pull a video from 3 or 4 years ago and be like, here, this is a really good training that, yeah, some things may have changed, but as a whole, it's a good training, right? And I'm not the only one. There's so many others out there with YouTube videos that we can learn from. And you need to be showing up for your business. If you don't have one day of the week that you are not doing some kind of personal development, you need to put that into your structure of your business. You just do. You just do. For me, for years when I was still working the JOB, that usually looked like a Sunday for me. Sunday was the day that I was able to actually sit down and even just listen to a YouTube training or two. And sometimes that might be when I was prepping meals for the week, or I was in the kitchen cooking dinner. I would just turn it on my phone, turn the volume up, or put my earbuds in, and I would just sit there and listen to it, right? So even though I couldn't watch the video, I was at least listening to what was happening. We've got podcasts now, we've got the videos that we can listen to, but pour into your own personal development at least once a week, because you are going to find new ways to work your business, and you're going to get ideas, you're going to get inspiration, and you have to continue to pour into yourself. Not only as a business owner, but just as a person in general, right? We always want to be the best version of ourselves. Remember, we are not in competition with anybody. I am not trying to compare myself to him over there and her over there and them over there, right? I'm not doing that. But at the same time, I want to be the best Jacqui I can be. And in order to do that, I need to pour into myself. I need to be learning. I need to be seeing what are other people doing? Could that work for me in my business? I don't know, but I'm going to give it a try. And that is how I grow my business and keep everything moving forward. Kylie, yes. I totally recommend a daily structure. Like I said, take like 5-10 minutes and write, even on a piece of paper, a Post-it note. I don't care. Make it a Post-it note for each day of the week. Mondays, this is what I'm going to focus on. Tuesdays, this is what I'm going to focus on. For me, for years, Mondays have always been my personal development days. So that's usually when I am either updating forms, or I'm watching a training, or I'm listening to a training, right? Whatever. I'm really pouring into my personal development. I'm getting my own house in order every Monday. Tuesdays have always been team day. That's when I really focus on the team stuff, and communication, and do coaching calls and mentor calls and all those things. Wednesday has been a follow-up day for me for a long time. That's when I focus on my follow-ups. That's when I get back with my customers. Sometimes it's just following up to emails from people who have contacted me. Thursdays have really kind of turned into social media days for me. So that's really when I'm scheduling posts. I use CinchShare, but you can schedule your own posts just on Facebook, right? You can do it on Facebook. And not even need an app. I personally just use CinchShare because it will send it to all the different places I want to send it to. But Visly will work the same way if you like Visly. And then Fridays have been like that catch-all day. What did I not get to this week that I need to follow up with, or I need to get done? But that's how my week has looked, right? And like I said, I am actually revamping, and I'm sitting down. I'm going to be intentional with my time, and I'm going to come up with a new focus for every single day of the week. Not necessarily, like I said, that it hasn't been working. It's just, it's time to tweak it. It's time to figure out, maybe I can do things a little bit differently. Maybe I want to put my focus somewhere else. Like I said, one of the main areas of focus that I'm going to be working on is Scentsy Club. So maybe part of redoing my business schedule is going to be, one day is going to be just focused on Scentsy Club. That's how important it's going to be to me and my business. Because with Scentsy Club, that is PRV that I do not have to think or really put into every single month. Does that make sense? Because if somebody has a Scentsy Club subscription, then it's going to come out every month or every other month or every third month, whatever they've got it set up as, right? So if I can figure out what customers are using Scentsy Club when their Scentsy Club is running, then I know, and I can help in my own business to know, okay, I know I've got $250 that's going to be coming in this month from Scentsy Club orders. So now I need to focus my attention on the other 1,500, because 2,000 PRV is what my personal goal is every single month. Every single month I am aiming for 2,000 PRV. Why? Because I get an extra 5% bonus, and so do you. So that is a guaranteed $600 paycheck. Hashtag see the income disclosure. But that is a guaranteed paycheck. I want to build my Scentsy Club up to where I am at least at 500 or more every single month in just Scentsy Club orders. That's how serious I am about it. So I am going to be more intentional with talking about it, communicating about it, sharing what I love about it, right? Getting the word out to my customers, because that's what I want. You get behind, you feel like you have to knock everything out in 24 hours. Yes, hello. Been there. That's life. Oh my gosh, that's life, right? Things get in the way. Life gets in the way, right? And let's look at it outside of the world of Scentsy, right? Put it in like you're working a regular job, a job right here instead of Scentsy, right? Would you be able to take a personal day, 3 or 4 times a week, every week? No. You'd either get fired or maybe written up or whatever, right? You're going to lose a lot of pay that way. Same thing with our business with Scentsy. So if we look at it in the same context, I got to show up for my business. So I have to be intentional. I have to be doing this. If I do have a job outside, then okay, then I need to say, maybe that looks like every Tuesday and Thursday are my main business days. So I need to make sure on Tuesdays and Thursdays, what are the 2 things that I'm going to focus on those days, and set that down for yourself as a goal. What are the important things? Maybe it's the sales, maybe it's follow-ups, maybe it's sponsoring, maybe it's Scentsy Club. That's how you really have to look at it at the end of the day, and that will help keep you on track. Yes, a wedding. I'm so excited. It's going to be amazing. So yes, that is an amazing goal, because right, like that 2,000, hitting that 2,000 mark, it may seem, well, who cares about that? Well, I care about that, because that equals money for me at the end of the day, right? That is how I get paid the most. And Scentsy gives us that. They give us that opportunity every single month. Doesn't matter if you have a team or not. You don't have to have anybody on your team. If you sell 2,000 in a month, you have a $600 paycheck. What can an extra $600 a month do for you? Pay some bills, pay a car payment, start putting down payments on a wedding, right? All the things. So look at it from that perspective and make that be your motivation to work your business. Have your why up at all times. You got, I would show you, but I'm recording on the phone. But I will show you after this is done. I actually create a vision board. I do a vision board. I do mine digitally. If you want to go old school, you can do it old school. Get a poster board, get a cork board or a dry erase board, put it up in your office or wherever it is that you work, right? And write down your vision. put it out there, make it visual. So I actually go into Canva. This is how I make mine. I go into Canva and I select social media. So I get an Instagram story size. And then I just start from blank. I do a blank template. And then what I do is I look and I say, what is on my vision board? What do I want to visualize? What do I want to get out of my business? So some of the things on mine is like a new sectional couch. I really want to be able to buy a new sectional couch for our living room. I really do. Really do. Another thing on there is I want a MacBook. I want a MacBook Pro. I want to be able to say, I'm going to go buy myself a MacBook Pro. I'm a geek though, so don't, I know, I'm just weird like that. But that's one of my things, right? Another one of those things is to be able to buy my, sorry, I've got a dry mouth, buy my husband a new car. That is on my vision board. I want to be able to buy a newer car. That's on my vision board. I have all of this on my vision board and I save it as a wallpaper on my phone. And that is what I look at. Because obviously, right? Obviously, I'm looking at my phone all throughout the day. What better way? Put it on my phone. So I will share yours or mine with you. If you guys feel like you want to share yours with us, please do. I encourage you to. Because it's going to give you more accountability in your business. To again, remember, why am I opening the doors of my business every day? Why am I sitting down making a schedule for my business? Why am I trying to stick to a good business budget so I have more money to invest for my family or for my needs or for my wedding or whatever it is that this income is going towards? This is why it needs to be front and center. So like I said, I know a handful of people who actually have it written out. Some of them have it print, like they've done it in Canva or whatever and printed it out and they stick it on their refrigerator. Why? Because everybody's going to go to the refrigerator at least once a day, right? Put it somewhere where you're going to see it. Don't hide it away. So that's why I make mine the wallpaper on my phone. That's just a way to do it. I will do a tutorial, Lisa, yes, on how to create that vision board in Canva. I will do a screen share tutorial and I will show you exactly how to do it. You can do it with the free version of Canva. You do not even have to have the pro version. So you can do it with the free, you can do almost anything in Canva on the free version. I do have the paid version, but it's only because I utilize it for so much and I've determined that it is worth it for my business and I work it into my business budget. There are a couple of things, right, that come out every month for my business. And the main ones are my website subscription, $10 a month to have my website, right? Because that's the only way people can join my team. The other thing that I have coming out is I have my Canva subscription, because I do utilize Canva. I also have GoDaddy Studios because I do utilize that program like literally every day. That's the only reason I do pay for it, but there is a free version of that too. Oh, Jotform. I'm looking at it. It's on my screen because it's part of the work that I got to do today. I do pay for the paid version of Jotform only because I use it for so many different things. So, but there again is a free version of Jotform. You don't have to have the paid version. Only do those things when you can do it. None of those things are things that you need to be buying, except the $10 for your website. So for your first, those of you who are newer, for your first 90 days, for your first 3 months, you get your website for free. That's your PWS, right? Where people go and shop online, right? They do all the things. That's also the only way somebody can join you and join your team is to go to your join page on your website and join your team. So after those first 3 months or first 90 days, it's just $10 every single month. Scentsy does all of that for you. And let me tell you, from somebody who has created websites, who has created blogs, I've done all the things. I used to do it back in the day when I was actually coding and writing HTML to create websites. Let me tell you, there's a lot of work that goes into all of that. To have Scentsy do it for me where I don't even have to touch it, oh my gosh, that is priceless to me. Plus, like I said, it is the only way that somebody can join my team. Am I looking to build my team? Heck yes, I am. So I want to make sure that I have that. So $10 is the one thing that I would tell you to invest in your business in every single month. Do the $10. And if that means saving $10 from your commission from the previous month, save the $10 and let that pay for your website, right? So it's not even coming out of your pocket per se. So there's a way to do it. So hopefully those 5 things, I know I've talked a lot today. I hope that those 5 things give you something to chew on, give you something to think about. We still have a few more days left in December. Some things I'm going to leave you with. Don't forget that December with box. Amazing. Oh, it's over there. I was going to say, I thought it was right here. Amazing. So they still have a couple more days to get that December with box if you have customers looking for that. It's a really good with box. We, of course, still have a lot of our holiday things going on. Some people like to be able to go ahead and still order those. That's fine. Some people may need a wax refill, right? They're getting ready for a new year too. So maybe they're ready to get all those Christmas decorations down. Maybe they need a whole new set of wax, right? Because they're like, hey, I am so tired of smelling like Christmas in my house, right? Maybe they're ready for a whole new fresh set. So don't hesitate to be reaching out to your customers to say, I hope you had a great holiday. I hope you're getting ready for a great New Year's Eve. If you need to rescent your house after the holidays, then I got what you need, right? So be reaching out to those customers and take some time to do that. Get ready for January, you guys. It's going to be a great month. We've got lots and lots of training coming up. We're still doing the Planathon, so if you are working on that program with us, then hopefully this is helping you too. I also have the program set up for how to lose your business in 10 days. So basically what not to do in your business so you don't lose it. That's what that is. So we've got that program that starts on January 1st. Also, if you are part of, well, if, you know, here in this group, everybody should be part of the Bliss, we are doing a whole day of training. It is called the Build Better Together. Every 10 minutes, you're going to get a new person coming on with a different business topic. So it's going to be a day filled with training. There are also some other great pages on Facebook, like the Refresh, Refocus, Reimagine. Pretty sure it goes in that order on Facebook. That group is also doing another like day long where they're going to have multiple people speak. Usually United We Rise, that page usually has something going on like that, but there are some really great things. So I will share those links in the group so you guys can see those, and feel free to watch those and get on board with those. So hopefully that will help out a lot. If I don't talk to you guys before, I hope that you had a really great holiday. I hope that 2021 really inspired you to move farther in your business. I want more for you guys. And I am here to celebrate you at all the wins. And if I don't talk to you before, have an amazing, safe, and happy New Year. That's it for the Tuesday tradings. In 2021, I'm closing it out. Oh my gosh. Okay. Here we are. We're getting ready to start 2022. So let's start it off with a bang. I'll see you guys later. Bye.